job hitting first.
Welcome back.
My guy, what's up, dude? Alright, ready to start. Kicking off the other parts of the stream, the other channels. Sorry, that's not a command. Good effort. This is not. It won't like capture what's actually playing. Alright, let's jump over here. Good morning and happy Tuesday, everybody. We got some fun stuff going on today. So we've moved the game news show, trying it out live everywhere this morning instead of doing an edited video on YouTube and Rumble later. We're just live on YouTube, Twitch, and Rumble right now. We're gonna go through the game news like we do on Twitch normally, except live on everywhere. And that's pretty much the only difference. And it's the morning. But it should be awesome. Oh, takes victory lap. Baker stole top spot for first. Callistic's going to have to catch the next stream to get first. But welcome in, everybody. Let's move right into news mode. And get to talking game news. It's been an interesting week in the news world, mostly because just all the Halo news and then the Assassin's Creed / rest of Ubisoft news is kind of interesting. So we're definitely gonna get into this pretty quick, but first let's kick things off with a strange video that I have yet to actually watch. We'll watch this together for the first time here shortly. As soon as I find, there it is. All right, cool. All right, Nintendo Sound Clock Alarmo. This is some new hardware from Nintendo that isn't the Switch 2. Dan, what's up? Let's hear from our sponsors. One day. I don't know what this is, but I think this has been like some
Sound Clock Alarmo.
Alarmo.
An active alarm clock that's out of the ordinary.
Interesting.
Let's see what it's like to wake up with Alarmo.
It's just Pokemon Sleep. Does it just play Nintendo music? Is that what this is?
Oh, do you hear that? The alarm is going off. But Alarmo doesn't just play music to start your day.
Is it just Mario sounds?
That's right. It responds to your body's movement with game sounds.
Okay.
Like here, with the sound of coins from Super Mario Odyssey. Or here.
That's kind of cool.
With the sound of ink splats from Splatoon 3.
So is it like the more you move? What in the IR depth of field projection is going on? Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's watching YouTube.
And here, from The Legend of Zelda: Breath of the Wild.
But not
The
Tears of the
music
Kingdom.
Combines with sound effects created by your movement.
There's an amiibo.
So you can
What does
start
that do?
the day feeling like you're in the kingdom of Hyrule. And when you get out of bed,
This is weird. This is a 5-minute video.
a fanfare plays and the alarm
It
comes
cheers
to
you
an
on
end.
for getting out of bed. That's weird.
You see, Alarmo detects movement with its motion sensor.
Oh my. To whom exactly? To whom is this for? I don't
And
know.
responds to your actions with sounds.
And does it have it like
When you
it
get
clearly
out
has
of
like a
bed,
Wi-Fi signal
Alarmo
given little
stops
Wi-Fi
automatically
symbol on the clock itself.
without you needing to touch it. Keep in mind, though, the alarm will get more intense the longer it takes for you to get up.
Oh my.
So, rise and shine.
It just gets angrier. This is...
You can set an alarm inspired by 5 games. Super Mario Odyssey. Pikmin 4.
I mean, sure.
Splatoon 3. Ring Fit Adventure.
That's unusual. I didn't expect that.
I knew these guys would show up.
And The Legend of Zelda Breath of
The
the
walking
Wild.
animation across the thing is just weird.
Each game features 7 alarms.
How many $100 is it? At least $100.
And they all have their own combination of music and sounds.
Interesting. I wonder if it has
And when you connect to
internal
the
storage.
internet, you can
Yeah,
get more
that's what I was
alarms
thinking.
as free updates as
Mario
they
Kart,
become
Animal
available.
Crossing. Great.
Besides the alarm function, Alarmo is packed with features to support you throughout the day, such as sleepy sounds.
Well, that's
which
at night.
play when you get into bed and help you wind down.
Kind of
Records,
interesting.
which keep a log of your sleep and
I
movement
don't know how I
right
feel
ahead.
about that. I'm already...
Hourly Chime, which features various Nintendo characters signaling the top of the hour.
That's kind of cool. At least it's not just like a single-use thing. Like, obviously it's a
Add some
clock. It
play
has one
the
purpose to
start
tell
of
the
your
time.
day. Alarmo.
That's
For a
weird.
limited time, Nintendo Sound Clock Alarmo is only available for purchase online
Okay.
by paid Nintendo Switch Online members in the US and
Because
Canada.
we're doing this live,
Starting today, Nintendo Sound Clock Alarmo
I wanna
will
go see how
also
much
be
this thing
available to
is.
purchase in person
we're
at
gonna
the
go
Nintendo
off
Union Store
script,
while
off of
supplies
what we had
last.
planned a little bit, but what an alarming headline. Thank you. It's weird. All right. My Nintendo. Let's see. I think this is the website. I don't know. I may not be logged in. Yeah, it's gonna be weird. If I'm not logged in, there's no save session. I'm not gonna worry about it. Oh, there is. Okay. Cool. Let's go to the store. Nintendo site. I don't know. I don't know how to navigate this thing. Store exclusives. That's probably it. It is. I called it $100. 100 clams to get this thing. All right, that just came out this morning. Like they were like, "Hey, this is a thing." Okay, well, that is certainly an item. You have to have Switch Online to get it, though. It might be good. If you live by yourself or you're a kid, this makes perfect sense. But I could see being annoyed if like your spouse is being woken up by Splatoon sounds. I just don't think that's good for a relationship personally. But I don't know, it's kind of a neat thing. Anyway, all right, well that's that. Let's move to our other headlines here. Dragon Ball Sparking Zero comes out in a couple of days, but the Metacritic scores are already out for reviews. It's sitting at an 82, 52 Metacritic or 52 critic reviews. User scores, obviously the game's not out yet, but it's sitting at an 82. So Dragon Ball Sparking Zero is doing pretty good. I don't know what the website's doing. It's having trouble. Across the 3 platforms, it'll be on PlayStation, Xbox, and PC. I mean, it's pretty balanced. You know, obviously more people are playing it on PS5. I guess that's where the review codes went mostly. No negative reviews from critics, which is interesting. Mixed reviews, sure, and mostly positive, so good for them. The game looks neat. It's, you know, a lot of people have been wanting another Dragon Ball Z, Dragon Ball fighting game in this style, and it's good to see it come back. So anyway, all right, let's move down the list here. Our next one, Red Dead Redemption is coming to PC. This has actually been something people have been wanting for a long time. The sequel is very popular, but people are like, oh, let's play Red Dead Redemption, and then they're bringing Redemption and the DLC Undead Nightmare PC on October 29th. It'll have ultra wide support, 4K support, 144 hertz, HDR. So there's a lot of good features coming with this. It's you know, if you like Red Dead, this is a great game. Great release on PC for PC players. But I thought that was interesting, and that's all I have to say. I've never played Red Dead, but maybe I should play it now. I don't know. I have no like strong negative or positive opinions about the game, but I like that this isn't trapped on old hardware or just playable on the Switch. The PC is the perfect place for it. I wonder if an enhanced port would come, like a remaster, quotes, would come to PlayStation or Xbox now. I don't know if they did. I've really not kept up with this. I just know people wanted this on PC, and now it's coming to PC finally. All right, coming up, we have from Synth Potato. I saw some other other outlets running with this, so let's check this out. Assassin's Creed 4 Black Flag remake leak. That was a lot of words that I almost said wrong. Coming as soon as November 2025, Insider Gaming has apparently seen gameplay of Edward on the Jackdaw, which is the boat, in the upgraded engine. Date shifted after Assassin's Creed Shadows got delayed. Really hoping its faithful remake reduces the tailing missions. I do too. I remember playing this on stream a few years ago for the first time, and it was very fun. One of the most fun Assassin's Creed of like the more modern, like when they shifted from the Ezio games to from Assassin's Creed 3 to, I guess, Rogue. It was all like a certain style, and I had the most fun with this one. Super fun though, and I hope we get like an actual look at this. I don't like covering leaks a whole lot, but this is making big news, and Ubisoft's all in the new game news today, so let's talk about it. But I hope that we get like a trailer or something showing like the new engine and how if they had to rebuild the game from the ground up, or if they like were able to port old stuff into the new engine. Who knows? We'll find that out at some point, I assume. Speaking of Assassin's Creed, Mirage is coming to Steam, which I thought it was already on Steam, but here we are. It requires a link with Ubisoft Connect, but it's coming to Steam. So if you haven't picked it up on PC, pick it up. I still need to get this. I'm so behind on like every Assassin's Creed game, and it's because there's too many of them. Can we just slow it down a little bit, Ubisoft? That may be coming. Here we go. This is why Ubisoft has been in the headlines, though. They acknowledge buyout reports stating it regularly reviews options. So basically, we'll look through the article. This is from Eurogamer. Assassin's Creed and Star Wars Outlaw studio Ubisoft has acknowledged last week's buyout reports, stating it regularly reviews all strategic options in the interest of its stakeholders. On Friday, it was claimed Ubisoft and Chinese tech company Tencent were considering a buyout to help stabilize and bolster the French firm. Let's make that a little bigger. Maybe everybody can read it with us. We can read along. To help stabilize and bolster the French firm following a decline in its market value. So Tencent buying Ubisoft would be kind of, I don't know how I feel about that. That would be weird. One of the possibilities reportedly being discussed to do this would involve teaming up to take Ubisoft private, which would be probably one of the first steps, I would think. These talks are said to be in the early stages. Nothing was certain. So this was like making the rounds all last week and up to like yesterday. I even saw some newer stuff on it, but this article kind of covers it the best. They shared a statement. They review strategic options in the interest of its stakeholders and will inform the market if and when appropriate. So, you know, we can look at the market cap history. So I don't like getting into like technical stuff on the game news because it's not meant to be this deep divey. But we can all look at a graph and see like, hey, things were good and now they're not good. And there's a number of things going on, but I think ultimately games are expensive to make and returns on those games are not going to be high if games aren't selling and they're releasing bad and a lot of bad press around them. So what do we do? Well, if they do go private or they get sold, Tencent buys them out. I don't know what's going to happen here. I just want good Tom Clancy and Assassin's Creed games. You know, if they keep making Star Wars games, make good Star Wars games. But I think that's what all of these studios really need to take a step back and look at, like, hey, it's not just make the same thing or make this super high budget thing, but take a step back and ask, is this game fun? Are we over monetizing it? Are we doing things that just make the game itself not appealing to the broadest possible audience? You know, at a certain point, nothing is going to appeal to everyone, but you have to appeal to most people. And I think that's perfectly fair. Like, why wouldn't you, you know, try to build the best possible product without cutting time or over monetizing, and then the most appealing? Like, I think that's where games have really lost their way. They're trying to check too many unimportant boxes while missing the most important box, that it has to be a fun game first and foremost. You know, like it's this plain and simple. Like, and then you look at the spike during 2020. We had the pandemic. People were buying video games like crazy. Like, there was nothing else to do for most people, you know? So it's just interesting. It's interesting to see how far the studio has come, and then kind of what they've decided to make more important in their world. And I don't know. We'll see what happens. I don't want Ubisoft to go away, but if somebody else picked up the Tom Clancy franchise, that might be good. If they, you know, they seem to be trying to reinvent Assassin's Creed while also remaking some of the, you know, best games in the series. I don't know what the goal is there, but, you know, here we are. But yeah, so good luck, Ubisoft. All right, let's move on. I thought this was interesting. Microsoft wants to know why devs choose PS5 over Xbox. So this is an article on PlayStation Lifestyle. I saw a few people cover this, but basically Microsoft is keen to hear from developers who are opting to release their games on PS5 but not on the Xbox Series X/S. The company's overhauling its Xbox research division, which was originally focused on player experiences. Now it wants to talk to people behind games and address pain points. Microsoft says devs using PS5 will offer a great perspective to the Xbox team. Essentially, what they're wanting to know is, if you're skipping Xbox, what did we do to make you not want to release your game on Xbox? I think the easy answer is there's more people on PlayStation than Xbox. Why would we fool with an Xbox port if there aren't that many players? But also, Microsoft doesn't publicize their hardware numbers, so they can have a ton of people subscribe to Game Pass, but that's not guaranteed. You know, that doesn't mean, hey, you know, let's say you have, you know, 1 million people on Game Pass. That doesn't mean 1 million people are going to play a game released on Game Pass. That just means more people that will check it out for free using their subscription benefit, as opposed to just buying it outright. I think if you're just wanting to release a game on Xbox, there's just less people to play it. Now, I don't like when games skip platforms for like arbitrary reasons, or we just don't like Xbox, but they're well within their rights to do that as developers and publishers. But I think it's just install size, and then Microsoft just doesn't give people a reason to jump into their ecosystem. They haven't since the announcement of Game Pass. That was the thing, and now it's like, okay, but what else is there? Is cloud gaming good? Is, you know, are you offering some compelling first-party games still? Sort of. Now they own so many studios, it doesn't matter. They're just going to release Call of Duty and WoW updates, and those will make money, you know? Like, I feel like new devs or new games don't necessarily have to be on Xbox to be successful. And that's Microsoft's own doing. They kind of set themselves up to look this way, and I'm a big Xbox fan. I love the ecosystem. I like that, you know, all my saves have been carrying over since the last gen, and I don't have to worry about, you know, am I going to lose all my progress, or is my digital library just going to disappear? It's just carried over so far. Like, I have 360 games on my account that I bought when the 360 was relevant, and I can still access them and play a lot of them. And that's why I'm in the Xbox ecosystem way more than I am the Sony ecosystem. But if I had the same approach to PlayStation, I might not be in the Xbox ecosystem. And those players, I think, is why they're not getting the traction that they want, is because there's too many people that already are PlayStation diehards. And the PlayStation 4 generation gave Sony like a huge boost because Microsoft fumbled everything with Xbox One. I think they're still paying for that mistake with the way they launched Xbox One. back in the early 2010s or whenever that generation launched, because I can't remember, because who cares. But anyway, it was just a disastrous launch, and I think this article just shows they're still paying for that mistake. They gave Sony such a leg up, and Microsoft has admitted that much. I believe Phil Spencer has said in interviews that that generation was a huge loss for them. And anyway, let's move on to our next story. Let's talk about Epic Games for a bit, which will lead into our final story, which we'll talk back about at the end. Okay, so what do we have? Epic is bringing free games to its mobile store in a bid to entice new users. So Epic Games has announced a while back that they were bringing their own app store in the EU to iOS, and then on Android everywhere. They have their app store. The Android version only has Epic Games right now: Fortnite, Fall Guys, Rocket League, Sideswipe, and I think that's it. There's 3 games there. But now that the App Store exists, they're going to want more people on it. So now they're going to start doing weekly freebies. It sounds like they're going to take the same approach they do to PC, adding free games that you got to get through the Epic Store, just to get people to put their games on there. And, if they get a bunch of downloads, then awesome. I don't know how that's going to work long term, because a lot of mobile games are monetized out the wazoo. And so that's going to be just interesting to see how I just, with a mobile store, if they're going to treat it like the PC Epic Games Store, they give out 2 free games every week or every 2 weeks or whatever. If they don't acknowledge that mobile games are largely driven by cheap monetization, what is a free version going to do? Does it take care of all the microtransactions, or is it just, hey, this game is $5, but it's free right now on Epic Store? Which I think the second option is what they're leaning towards. But will that pull enough new users in and enough, attention on any publisher's game to keep using the mobile Epic Store? That's just interesting. What's up, Coffee Field Rage? Good to see you over on Rumble. Let's see. Yeah, I just don't know what else to say about this. It's just a weird move. I want to know what this looks like once it gets in motion, but it's hard to speculate exactly how that looks. But we got a lot about Epic this week. Epic boss Tim Sweeney says Unreal Engine 6 will be a metaverse joining Fortnite and other Unreal games, including an upcoming persistent universe in development with Disney. This is super interesting because, guys, remember the metaverse was supposed to be like an NFT-fueled nightmare. And now it looks like there's just a different way to do it. Fortnite has already kind of built out a metaverse, right? They've got the cross property character skins. They do all kinds of collabs. Disney made a huge investment into that. We're still seeing that with the Marvel season right now in Fortnite. The Incredibles, Disney villains about to drop in the Fortnite shop. There's a lot coming to Fortnite. Fortnite as a platform as well, with Rocket Racing, Lego, the music mode, I forget what it's called, Festival, where it's basically Rock Band. That's, you have essentially 4 different games inside Fortnite that all run in Unreal. So Unreal 6 is looking, I guess, to expand that. Let's take a look at this article. In an interview with The Verge, Epic Games CEO Tim Sweeney outlined his big plans for the rest of the decade and why Epic had to lay off 16% of its workforce last year to make it happen. Yeah, layoffs are never good. The top line is that Sweeney still sees promise for a metaverse of interoperable assets and marketplaces between Fortnite and other Unreal games / initiatives, like a planned Unreal persistent universe owned by Disney. Last year, before Unreal Fest, we were spending about $1 billion a year, more than we were making. Sweeney said, that's since receded to just a bit more than Epic earns in revenue. For perspective, Forbes estimated the company's revenue to be north of $6 billion in 2022, while the Epic Games Store self-reported $950 million in sales in its 2023 year in review. So, Fortnite as a platform sounds like a cringe buzzword, an IT exec would say. Yeah, but that's kind of what they're building. They're not building Fortnite the game, because nobody's playing Save the World, and if they are, it's a handful of people. I'm surprised they still support it. But it's less about playing Battle Royale, and it's more about custom maps and different game experiences. and game modes than it is just playing Battle Royale. You know, like, I don't know, I have way more fun with Lego than I have Zero Build over the last few weeks. But let's read on. Embracer Group and many other publishers Epic bowed out on in the go-go years of the pandemic and NFTs before having to tighten its belt amid the current industry contraction. Right, like, so they pulled out of a lot of deals, and eventually they had to cut workforce. Lofty ambitions remain, with a focus on better linking the Unreal Engine proper with the more approachable Unreal Editor for Fortnite, the evolved form of the Fortnite creative tools map makers have been putting to great effect in all manner of custom modes and maps. Real power will come when we bring these two worlds together, so we have the entire power of our high-end game engine merged with the ease of use that we put together in Unreal Editor for Fortnite. A lot of words there. It's going to take several years, and when that process is complete, that will be Unreal Engine 6. So it sounds like they're trying to converge Unreal Engine, Unreal Editor for Fortnite into one tool set, or at least one workflow. If you used to start hosting your web apps on Fortnite, hey, you know, there might be an audience for that. I don't know. Sweeney wants developers using Unreal to be able to build an app once and then deploy it as a standalone game for any platform, and also be able to incorporate their work into Fortnite or any other Unreal game. That's lofty. As a dev, that's frightening. One of Epic's initiatives along these lines is a planned persistent universe owned by Disney but compatible with Fortnite. We announced that we're working with Disney to build a Disney ecosystem that's theirs, but it fully interoperates with the Fortnite ecosystem. What we're talking about with Unreal Engine 6 is a technology base that's going to make that possible for everybody. And I gotta say, that vision doesn't appeal to me any more now than it did at the height of the Metaverse Mania. While there are a ton of serious impediments to making it happen, these aren't the bong-rip musings about 3 billion AI-empowered developers from EA CEO Andrew Wilson, or Ubisoft's flaccid attempts to sell Ghost Recon NFTs, which was awful. Epic has the resources and industry ubiquity to at least get this initiative off the ground. And that's kind of what I was saying, like, with Fortnite in and of itself, I'm not going to read on, because they're just going to talk about just Fortnite itself. Let's look at Peelverine. But that's basically what I'm saying. Like, they want to build this one platform that's essentially what Fortnite is right now, but where they can incorporate more. That one lost me at owned by Disney. I don't think it'll replace Fortnite. I think it'll be either something from the Fortnite launcher, Fortnite game itself, that is the Disney game. Like you have Lego Fortnite or Rocket Racing, you'll have Disneyland or whatever they end up calling it, right? And your Fortnite skins will work there. They'll have Disney theme park things and mini games and whatever else they're gonna build there. Who knows what you'll do? But what concerns me is the push for any Unreal Engine project to work on this platform. As a dev, does that mean, like, if I work on a game in Unreal Engine, which is very likely given how widely adopted it is, more on that in a minute, and just how so many big studios shifted to Unreal. Square Enix was one that surprised me, because they were very much into their own stuff and then now have shifted to Unreal for a lot of games. Does that mean, like, okay, so if I build a new game, does that now work in Fortnite whether or not I want it to? Do I have the option of not having it integrated into an audience that maybe isn't for this game? Or is it maybe, I don't know, it's kind of weird. Like, I don't know if I'm overthinking it, but I could just see, like, the availability of something I build in Unreal Engine just being instantly available everywhere, having definite positives. People would access it. People that wouldn't normally see it might see it, depending on how the rollout looks. But is that the best thing for every single game developed in Unreal Engine? I don't know. Our Fortnite resistance is futile. I want to see more on this. I want to know what the end goal really looks like. Then is it to just have the Epic Game Store just be in Fortnite? Is it to replace Fortnite with something like just more ubiquitous to Epic Games, and that just be a launcher to other experiences and things you download, kind of like how Call of Duty used to be individual games, but now you launch the Call of Duty app on your PlayStation or Xbox to access all of the Call of Duty games you've bought in the last few years. By the way, I hate that approach because it's confusing as all get out. But it's one of those things where it's like, I can see what they want to do, but I don't know that it's going to make sense for people that just want to play games. But on the other hand, a lot of people just play Fortnite, and so them seeing a bunch of other things might be a good idea. Let's see, Denal, here's question. As someone who does not play Fortnite, will I have to use the Fortnite launcher platform to play unrelated games? See, that's what I'm saying. Like, is it going to be like another way for people to discover the games and experiences that a dev or publisher wants to put out there? Or is it, you have to put it on here, it's just gonna be a part of it, and you don't have to do anything, you get the benefit, but you don't really have control about where the game goes, you know? And I don't know how I feel about that. It's weird, but maybe it's because it's so fresh and I just lack the business acumen to understand the end goal here. Right? Use Epic, Steam, and GOG. I don't want another one. Right. I don't want any more launchers or tools or ways to access something that I bought, or at least rented, depending on, you know, if you live in California or not. Yeah, very interesting things coming from Epic Games outside of just the usual, right? All right, let's get into our last story. This is our big topic. Halo Waypoint publishes blog. There's a video on YouTube. It's about 10 minutes long, I think. I don't remember. A New Dawn. Prior to the climactic conclusion of the 2024 Halo World Championship, we offered a glimpse of the future of Halo as a franchise and studio. Let's zoom this in for you guys. I need to remember to do that almost every time. Let's see, we can go one bigger. There we go. All right, they offered a glimpse of the future of Halo as the franchise, and studio turns the page to begin a new chapter. We are Halo Studios, and a new dawn is breaking as the future of Halo is being built with Unreal Engine 5. Join members of the Halo Studios team to learn more in this behind-the-scenes video. So this video has a bunch of people working at Halo Studios. It's not 343 anymore. 343 is dead. Probably for the best. But they're now going to be working as Halo Studios. And so in this, they talk about new vision and something called Project Foundry. A key step in our path is Project Foundry. Neither a game or a tech demo. Excuse me. Foundry represents multidisciplinary research and reflection on what is required to build Halo in Unreal. So this is like the biggest news. They're moving to Unreal Engine 5 as their base, which brings me back to what we were talking about in the last article. Does this mean Halo is just available everywhere Unreal Engine is? I mean, it would be easier to port. Does Halo now make the jump from being an Xbox/PC exclusive to now being on PlayStation? You know? And these questions have already been ramped up by everybody since this announcement yesterday. But they go on to say it's the foundation for how we're changing the recipe for how we make Halo games. In the video linked above, you'll see old and new elements of Halo brought to life, exploring just how far we can push these environments. The classic Pacific Northwest landscape that has served as a familiar hallmark and stunning backdrop to many adventures over the years. Beautiful screenshot. Looks good in motion in the trailer they put out. Obviously it would look good. They don't want to show off their work looking bad. But then they show the cold environments and the same like Spire. And then they do the Blightlands, which is flood environment, which is gross and nasty looking. And then they show the like classic Halo Combat Evolved Master Chief, but in Unreal Engine 5 fighting a elite. And it's a cool little like glimpse at combat. The details are great. The lighting is wonderful. It's all the goodness you love of Unreal Engine 5. And then they talk about character modeling and details and how like this, you know, the gun, the materials, the details on the model, they can push it further than even their own slip space engine allowed them to push things. Which is the weirdest thing, because like they put so much money into developing slip space, but then they couldn't produce something that looked this good. You know, Like, nothing in Halo Infinite looks as detailed as this or this. But it's also like Halo Infinite was kind of being built for the Xbox One generation and got pushed a little bit so it would launch on Xbox Series S and X. In defense of UE5, tech in general is moving toward interoperability and a less specific hardware requirement for a while. Games are behind because the frequently used hardware level optimizations. If the engine does all that, development would get loads simpler. But good luck. Right, that's how I feel. Platform agnosticism is important as a developer, but is it really when we still have specialized hardware between like Xbox and PlayStation? And so Microsoft moving Halo into, rebranding 343 as a new studio and then moving into Unreal Engine 5 all feels like just a way for them to go, look, we're starting over. A soft reboot of the series, if you will, I think is coming. And this is first step in our transformation as a studio as we've worked to change our structure, our processes, and how we build our games, the technology powering those games, and our culture of how we work together. We're working on multiple projects and looking to grow our teams as we build the next generation of Halo with Unreal Engine and deliver stories of hope and heroism, alien worlds of wonder and mystery, and unforgettable experiences with your fire team of friends and family. And then stay up to date. So, and they give you this really cool look at Chief holding an energy sword. And it looks good. What they showed looks good. But what does the move to Unreal really mean? I think it's going to be, hey, we don't have to maintain an engine anymore. We just have to maintain our own code base and upgrade when Unreal Engine upgrades. And I think that's what it comes down to. They can make games a little faster. Not much faster, but they can still make games faster. They still have to do like the modeling and stuff. But they're not going to be fighting engine development and tech issues. Knowing what we know about the rough development of Slipspace, which was the engine that powered Halo Infinite, and then the development of Halo Infinite itself, that involves churning of contractors and people, and it was just all over the place. I think this is like the best move forward for the Halo franchise. And doing away with the 343 name makes sense because Halo 4 had a ton of criticism, but was still fun. Halo 5 had a ton of criticism, but was still fun. And Halo Infinite had such an opportunity to reinvent the series and then didn't. And was a total misstep by 343 due to a bunch of things. But now with this new studio, it seems like everybody that was in charge is now not in charge. And the people in charge, at least in the video, because why would they tell you anything else? But they tell you they want to make Halo big and popular and amazing again. And I don't think the last 3 Halo games were bad. 4, 5, and Infinite were all fun, technical. They were technically sound. Like they had a lot of fun elements to them. I enjoyed playing all of them. But I think Infinite felt so forgettable, and you could feel that it was kind of rushed. I mean, it took me and my wife co-oping it, I don't know, a couple of streams to beat it. It was weird. We didn't 100% the game, but moving through the story just felt like, all right, go here, do this boss fight, and then go here and do this boss fight, and it was like there was no, I don't know, it just lacked a lot of depth that the other Halo games kind of carried with their narrative and the way that they pushed the story forward while adding new things and new ideas and new locations. It is what it is. But yeah, that's it. What do you guys think? Are you concerned about Halo? I don't know. I want it to be successful. I never want to see studios shut down and go away, but it maybe Halo's time has been over. I don't know. I just want to see what's next. 2026 announcement. All new games will be dynamically run by GPT. All you have to do is prompt it with game rules and art style. Oh no, please no. Please no. I don't want a chat GPT fueled game development universe. That would be wild. But yeah, so that's it for today's game news, this week's game news. I don't know, we might make it a multi-day thing depending on how we go. GPT extended universe. Oh, gross. But if you're watching this not live, let me know what you guys think in the comments about any of these stories and anything going on. thanks for being here live in chat as we have transitioned, or at least tested, doing game news live on all platforms in the mornings. This will cut down on my editing. Like, it was just for me to get more sleep on Tuesday nights and throughout the week, honestly, because now I don't have to spend as much time staying up editing a video. So that's where I will leave it. I will not worry about any raids or anything today. I do have a meeting for work I gotta go get on as well pretty soon. So guys, thanks for watching. I appreciate you being here. This has been fun. You guys let me know what you think. If you're on the Discord, join there. Leave a comment on YouTube or Rumble. Let me know what you think about this format and if it works, or if I should just go back to editing it down. You know, feedback is always appreciated. Leave a like on the video if the platform supports it. Dislike it if you didn't. And that's where I'm done. Love you guys. God bless.